Justin Andrews joins us now live.
Justin Andrews is live tonight.
Justin Andrews joins us now live. Justin Andrews is live in Cedar Rapids on scene with the very latest. Our Justin Andrews was inside that meeting tonight, joins us now live. And Justin, big question, why was the discussion postponed in the first place?
Well, Amanda, first let me tell you that it was postponed in a 4-3 vote. Why? Because some board members say they needed more time to review those attendance zones maps in the last 3 days, all in the same Cedar Rapids neighborhood. Now, there's a police car that's passing me right now. At this point, we don't know why they're passing. Yeah, man, Police Chief Wayne German tells me this information is actually nothing new. In fact, they've been tracking crime trends for a very long time. Well, Ron, after our story aired last night, I got a call from the city's communications director today. He's asking the city to cover up this storm drain.
Justin Andrews is live tonight in one of those Cedar Rapids neighborhoods with the very latest on the investigation. Justin.
Yeah, Ron, 3 shootings, 2 injured, and tonight police still haven't made a single arrest. Ron, the Johnson County Board of Supervisors issued a civil emergency forcing mandatory evacuations, and you can see behind me, you can see exactly why.
Justin Andrews spoke with a parent, and Justin, she is not too happy how school officials handled the situation today.
Yeah, guys, get this. She says her kids will not be going to school come tomorrow morning after the way officials handled today's lockdown. Now, Amanda, right now there is not enough evidence to classify this as a homicide, but the sheriff tells us they're using all resources in this investigation as they would a homicide investigation. We've got you covered live outside the Linn County Sheriff's Office tonight. I'm Justin Andrews, KWWL News. That's right, Amanda. Let me tell you, she was shocked. She stays close to the downtown area, not far from the Linn County Sheriff's Department, and while she thought her neighborhood was safe, I showed her those maps, and now she thinks otherwise. This is a sex offender literally a block away.
Oh, wow.
That's the reaction we got from Alicia Hamilton after I showed her the new interactive map that shows crimes happening right in her neighborhood.
Where is the crime and how do I not know about it?
Well, now she knows about it, and that's what the Cedar Rapids Police Department wants. The new interactive map allows you to view your neighborhood and browse through crime information that's updated from the dispatch center daily. This map shows you the type of crime, when it happened, and the locations, all to prevent, solve, and reduce what seems to be an increasing crime rate in Cedar Rapids.
Assault and theft and that stuff everywhere. So I guess it's okay, but I'd prefer it not around or not in my neighborhood or not as much in my neighborhood.
Well, being a technologist, I would say that the value of this is information, is data. I think the more information that people get, the more informed they are, the better citizens they are.
Police Chief Wayne German says this new tool allows you to submit tips, encouraging community involvement in the policing process, helping to make Cedar Rapids a safe community.
So it allows everybody who has access to the web to drill down into their street.
Do you think this is a pretty good tool for, I guess, residents or anybody in Cedar Rapids?
I would have to say yes.
Okay.
Just because it lets you know that there is stuff happening around you, so to kind of keep a lookout.
Well, Ron, after our story aired last night, I got a call from the city's communications director today. He says while this whole situation is unfortunate for the couple, he says the drain near their backyard is doing its job. So this is not a city issue?
The infrastructure that's in place is working the way it was designed to work.
That's what North Liberty city leaders are telling us after our story aired. You may remember this North Liberty couple called us Monday hoping to seek answers about their backyard and basement being backed up with water.
So it's really important that homeowners have sump pumps that'll maintain, that'll be able to pump that water back out and keep up with those stormwater.
But the McGinnises say they now have not 1 but 3 sump pumps, and the problem is still happening. Here's a look at what once was a finished basement. It now looks unfinished.
We've had to rip out drywall, carpet. We've had to rip out the toilet.
While I went straight to city leaders hoping to get this family some answers about this, the city is standing by their claim.
That's where it's supposed to collect so that it can go into those drains, and when it fills up, it's supposed to drain out into the street and into storm drains that are in the street.
Okay. Is that working properly then?
It is.
The storm drains?
It is.
But it's not only affecting us, it's affecting our whole neighborhood.
It's frustrating and it's scary because our home is continuing to sustain damage.
Now, here's something new. I'm told that the city had a meeting today to discuss this problem. Now, the city engineer is out of the office for the rest of this week. I'm told once he returns to the office, he will contact that couple. Now, you can be sure I will stay on top of this. Colors of bravery and valor line the streets as law enforcement and residents pay a solemn observance for a fallen soldier's final journey home.
If the world would just respect the people of the world, we would have a better world.
These grip flags symbolize vigilance as the body of Lance Corporal Adam Wolf was escorted back to Iowa. He lost his life on the front lines. The 25-year-old combat engineer was deployed to Afghanistan in March. He was killed in battle along with 3 other Marines during a hostile incident conducting combat operations.
Those that have been chosen to give their all, they're heroes. We cannot forget.
Doing what he felt was right and defending our country. And unfortunately, he lost his life doing it.
Posters, flags, and somber salutes are raw reminders.
Thought I'd stop and pay my respects.
Paying respect for an Iowa native as nearly 100 motorcyclists led Wolf's body through Cedar Rapids to Ottumwa for his final journey home.
My granddaughter used to play down there.
Carolyn Lindsay lives just blocks away and hearing about a new petition urging the city of Cedar Rapids to cover all storm drains across the city. Would that be something that you would sign?
I would sign it.
In fact, she signed it right in front of us. Beneath the tall grass behind me is the storm drain that Logan was swept into. There's a petition going around with nearly 400 signatures asking the city to cover up this storm drain. The petition was created not long after Logan's body was recovered. On the petition's website, it states one teen's death is too much. Creators and signers are hoping the city will cover all drains, helping to prevent another tragedy.
I'm not certain that it would be the only or the best way to protect kids. Obviously, protecting kids is important.
Nathan Williams has 2 young boys, and he says there are other factors to consider before signing the petition. He thinks they probably aren't covered because the grates might hinder the storm drain from doing its job, like clogging debris, causing flooding. The safety is not always number one.
So obviously, you know, safety is a critical thing. It's not the absolute only thing.
I tried calling the city and couldn't get a response, but I found out city leaders would be at the downtown Cedar Rapids library, so I went straight there. Now, they did not want to talk to us on camera, but I ran across Megan Murphy. She works for the communications division for the city. She says safety is always a consideration, but I asked her, will they consider covering those storm drains at all? She replied, no comment. In a small town as pure as fresh flowing water.
It's typical small town Iowa.
Hearing the news that a woman's body was found alongside Lynn Buchanan Road early Wednesday morning is anything but typical. The Lynn County Sheriff tells us the woman was found fully clothed, but the exact cause of her death is still being investigated. The discovery of a woman's body, how does that make you feel now?
We're still safe.
Judy and Jane have been living near Walker for all their lives, and while this is alarming, they tell me their small town is still safe.
I don't think we've ever had a problem before. I feel safe now.
We all feel safe. Our neighbors will continue to look after us.
The Lynn County Sheriff's Office, Buchanan County Sheriff's Office, and the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation are still calling this a suspicious death, meaning enough evidence is there to show that the woman's death is not natural. However, they tell us they are investigating this case as a homicide.
Based on the information that we have at the crime scene, it appears that this is an isolated incident.
Meaning the public at this time is not at risk. Sheriff Gardner says they don't yet know the identity of the woman, but an autopsy will be done to determine her cause of death.
Well, I was hoping it was nobody from around here.
Now, Amanda, right now there is not enough evidence to classify this as a homicide, but the sheriff tells us they're using all resources in this investigation as they would a homicide investigation.
Justin Andrews has been following this very sad story since last night, and Justin, obviously not the outcome anyone hoped for.
Good evening, Amanda. This is not the outcome many had hoped for. We spoke with the family today. They say Logan was strong. Unfortunately, his strength was no match for the raging, rising waters.
The body has been found and is recovered.
They were hopeful, holding each other tight, just waiting to find their 17-year-old loved one after he was sucked into a storm sewer drain.
Any of you have ever been in rushing water, it takes you swiftly and without any control, and that's exactly what happened.
Family, friends, volunteers, and rescue crews all tirelessly worked day and night, searching for who families say was a devoted and strong teenager. We're near Arthur Elementary, and this is a storm drain similar to the one that police say Logan was swept into. You can see just how easy he could have went in. It was just before 4 o'clock Tuesday evening when rescue crews recovered the body of 17-year-old Logan Blake.
Very devoted to his mom, very devoted to his brother, very devoted to his family. Great friends with his peers. I don't think there's a single person that knew Logan that didn't absolutely fall in love with him and all that he provides.
This is something that's even hard for me to deal with now. Officers deal with these things, and they're broken.
All emergency responders searched high and low, near and far, wanting to bring this family their son.
As they mourn and grieve the loss of this incredible son.
A son who they say was loved by many.
Very loved in this community.
Now, Amanda, the family wants to thank everyone that helped in these search efforts for their missing son. Definitely heavy hearts from Logan's family. We've got you covered live in Cedar Rapids. I'm Justin Andrews. But for now, we've got you covered live in Johnson County. We've got you covered live outside the Linn County Sheriff's Office tonight. We've got you covered live outside of the Cedar Rapids Police Department tonight. We've got you covered live in Iowa City. We've got you covered live in North Liberty. I'm Justin Andrews, KWWL News.